What's up guys, Travis here from Outdoors with Travis, and man am I excited today because we have the brand new RX9 Ultra from Hoyt. Slight challenge though, we have these bows pre-launch, which means we have almost no specs whatsoever. So we're gonna gather that data ourselves in shop. And let's have a look at what's new and what they've kept the same from last year's bow. So let's start gathering some data, and I think let's start axle to axle. So if we measure out here, 33 and almost 3/4. So I'm guessing they'll advertise this as a close to 34-inch axle to axle bow, which means this is going to be incredibly stable. Let's have a quick squiz at what kind of brace height we're working with. I think we can say it's about 6.5 inches of brace height. That means it's going to be a very nice and forgiving bow. Let's have a squiz at the overall weight. I know when they weigh these bows for spec, the stubby is not on the bow, so let's just do that quickly. Take the stubby off. There's nothing else that is not a part of the bare bow, and let's have a quick squiz. A 34 axle to axle bow, and it is coming in at 4.45 pounds. Not bad given the size. I don't know if you guys know. If you're new to the channel, you don't. If you know me and you know the channel, you know that I like a longer axle to axle bow. 34 or 33 is kind of my sweet spot. And coming in at 4.45 pounds at a 34 axle to axle, I am super excited for this. Working off Hoyt's draw length measurement system from last year's and previous year's bows, this is a E, lowercase e, uppercase f, lowercase f, which I believe is your full inch and quarter inch adjustments. E being 28 inches, lowercase e being 27 3/4 inches, uppercase f being 27.5 inches, and lowercase f being 27 1/4 inches. This is just data that I'm working off from previous year's bows. I could be wrong. We don't have the specs in shop right now because this is pre-launch. There's immediate changes that we can see right away. So you can see that they've changed out the cams. They've got now an HPX Gen 4 cam on here. What's also very new and obvious is their stubby vibration dampener / sound dampener. Definitely a much larger rubber component, which means they must have engineered it in a way that it's going to further reduce vibration and sound as you shoot this bow. And they've completely redesigned the limb pocket itself, and I really do like it. I think that's where they got some weight reduction in this as well. An obvious difference to spot between the RX8 and the RX9 is these new cable splitters with floating yokes. The floating yoke is designed to dramatically decrease cam torque and cam lean while tuning the bow for you. And some of the things you may be used to from the 2024 flagship bows, both aluminum and carbon fiber, would be the integrated kickstand on the cam so that you don't get any sand or dirt in the strings when you put it on the ground, the 1/4 inch adjustments on the cam for draw length, the 75 to 85% let off options, their comfy, rugged and grippy Vital Point grip, and from their heat shrink on their speed knocks, it looks like they are still running their wire WRX strings. And they still have their trusty cable glider, Picatinny mounting option for sights, as well as traditional mounting option for sights, and an integrated rest option with a traditional mounting rest option. Just like last year's bows, we have 2 stabilizer mounting options, as well as the Ghost Sticks mounting option. And I think let's get a D-loop on here, let's get a rest on here, and let's check the speeds that we get from my arrows that I usually run. On the RX8, I normally get 240 feet per second on a 585 grain arrow. Let's see what we get out of this bad boy. But before we do that, let's go through what we are going to put on this bow, because guys, I am very excited to tell you in 3 days we are going to be one of the first in Africa to hunt with this bow in Eastern Cape, chasing some big animals from kudu, rooi hartebeest, waterbuck to the smaller stuff like duiker, steenbok, bushbuck, anything really that we haven't shot before for this channel, that I haven't shot before with a bow. We are going to be chasing in the Eastern Cape mountainous areas with this very bow. So let's go through what we're going to put on it. For the rest, we're going to be going for a full containment drop wire rest from CBE called the Defy Micro, or Micro Defy. For the sight, we're going to be going with the trusty CBE Track Pro 3-pin multi-pin slider sight. I've had great success for the last couple of years with this sight, and I don't see a need for me to change anytime soon. When it comes to stabilizers, you guys will see that I've recently changed out to the CBE Torx Micro Hunting Kit. It's a 15-inch front bar, a 10-inch side bar, and I have just a sidebar mount system as well. I'm not sponsored by CBE. It's very important to note this. I am not sponsored by CBE. I purely want to start playing with more and different gear so that when you guys have questions, I can accurately answer them. And so it just so happens that this entire bow build is CBE. For that front bar, to get the weight even lower on the bow, I'm using a 10-degree offset on that front stabilizer. And then last but not least, for the quiver, I'm using Hoyt's carbon super light stretch quiver, one piece. What I like about that, obviously, as the name implies, stretch, it's a very long one-piece quiver, stopping your arrows from rattling or hitting each other at the bottom, making the bow quiet. What I find guys do, they buy a super expensive bow, put an average quiver on it, and then they blame all the noise on the bow, when it's actually all those arrows touching each other, rattling on each other, and hitting each other on every shot that's released. So guys, because it's a new cam, we don't actually know what letters are assigned to what draw length. So we're going to quickly confirm with our measurement Eastern arrow now, and just see, we're at the shortest now, a lowercase f on the cam, on the module. So let's see what kind of measurement and draw length this is at the moment. Let's have a squiz. Boom. So that's strange, guys. I'm at 27.5-inch draw length. I'm not overextending. I'm not pushing the hips out to try to get behind the bow. Nice and upright. Buckle the elbow a bit. I'm super cozy. So maybe it's just the longer axle to axle and the string angle that's allowing me to do that. But I'm going to leave it at that because I don't have a choice. With my 585 grain arrow out of the RX8 at 27.5-inch draw length, I was getting 240 feet per second. Now we have the RX9 Ultra 2025 bow at 28.5 inches with a 585 grain arrow. And let's see what kind of speeds we're going to get. First shot ever with the RX9 Ultra. Woo! Bare bow, that is absolutely dead in the hand. 245.6, 245.6. Let's see what else we can get from that. Remember guys, the shorter axle to axle bows are generally faster. This is a 34 axle to axle, or just under 34 axle to axle. So, but I must be honest, I'm used to shooting these speeds. I'm very happy with this, but it's dead. You know, guys and archers and influencers always say it, but this is just dead in the hands. .246.2. That is freaking nice. It just can't feel it at all. It's absolutely dead in the hand. Guys, I'm confident to say that one, it is definitely quieter than the RX8, but two, I literally do not feel vibration whatsoever. That shot goes off, it's like butter in the hands. This is awesome. Alrighty guys, this is the fun part. You can see that I'm joking or being sarcastic. Let's see what we can get through paper, and let's start tuning this bad boy. Okay, tail left. I shot one off camera, and we've got both tail left, so that's something to work with. Let's get it done. So we moved that rest out a bit because I had a similar issue with the RX8 because of the way that I torque a bow. So let's see if that works first. I moved that rest a ton and it's the exact same tear. So we're probably gonna have to look at doing some spaces on the cams and then work it backwards from there. Johan helped us there with those spaces. Let's see if we've got to do, I actually think, you know, before I even do that, let's take that grip off. So first thing I do on any bow is I take that rubber grip off just so I can't induce any torque on the bow because I have quite a nasty grip. I can't tilt my wrist all the way back. So Johan just helped us with spacing both of the cams, and let's just see if it makes any kind of difference. I would say it makes a massive difference. We've gone from a huge tail left to, in Afrikaans we say amper, almost a bullet hole. We're almost there. I think I want to shoot a few more, see where that bias lays, and we could do that on the rest itself, just the neck. Okay, so that one's a bit more tail left than this one, but both of them have a tail left bias, so let's just work on that. We are closer than ever. Well, flip, we might not be closer than ever. That might just be that is an absolute bullet hole. If I do this, that's an absolute bullet hole, but never rely on one shot through paper. If we can do that 3 times, we're good. Bullet hole, bullet hole, bullet hole, bullet hole. We are done. We are not messing around. We need to sight this bad boy in. So I contacted Wild Creek 3D Targets. I said, we have something super special. We cannot tell you what's happening. It's top secret, but I want a really special target. Hit me with what you got. And they sent me this. It looks like, from what the card says, it is gonna be an Axis / Chattel deer. You guys have seen I've been shooting their targets for a while. I mean, from broadheads to field points. I want to prep for this hunt properly. Something that disappointed me, and I'll probably make a video about it in the future, but Botswana, I was faced with some very tough shots. Squatting, kneeling, sloped. I was trying to take a shot on a riverbed where my knee was like in line with my freaking chest, while my other leg was trying to anchor against a tree, and I was trying to climb this riverbank and take a shot. It's just like super technical stuff that we never think we're going to come across. We think we're going to be kneeling on our bum or standing, and our form is just never compromised, and that's not the case. So I want to get really technical with this bow. This hunt coming up, it's going to be a 4-day hunt. I'm taking a friend of mine, Rourke, to help me film. It's in the mountains, and I really just want to optimize the opportunity. And to optimize an opportunity, you got to make sure that you're ready for anything. I want to check these cards as well. I believe there's like a QR code or something. You scan it, you see the information about the target, where to shoot, all that kind of stuff. So Wild Creek's really gone the extra mile, and I would dare to, Wildebeest running in the background. I would dare to argue probably one of the most realistic targets on the market at the moment. Let's cut it open. Just like that. This bad boy is ready to go. Oh, got a little bit of weight to it. Whew. Actually, I see a nice lane out far. 75 yards, that's more than enough, so I'm actually going to angle it here. The weather is freaking perfect today. This week has been so hectic, but today really let up and gave us the opportunity to fully prepare for this hunt. Right, I got 2 severs, a 1.5 hybrid and a 1.5. That 1.5 looks like it's taken an absolute beating. It's probably done about 1,200 shots in its lifetime. I've only ever used it as a practice tip. It's hit nails in butts, it's hit bullets in butts, it's well, not bullets, pellets, and all that kind of stuff, and it's just gone and gone and gone. And then the hybrid's done close to about 500 shots. One of the bleeder blades, those front blades that's new to their design, has chipped off ever so slightly, but also only ever shot it through butts, and it keeps hitting stuff or hitting other people's arrows or hitting my arrows. It's probably been on about 6 different bow or arrow builds at the moment, and they just keep going and going and going. And then I've got 2 field points, and I wanted to see what they're doing 1.5 first. Okay, a pretty universal shot. If I just do this, we should be 60 yards. 60 yards on the dot. 60 yards. It's going to be very right. That wind was, I was countering for the wind, and then all of a sudden it let up on as the shot went off. Height looks really good, but I pulled that very right, fighting the wind there. the shot that I absolutely hate because it's lost me the most animals in my bow hunting career. And sometimes it's the only shot ever given to you. Squatted. Start off nice and low. Draw the bow back. Come up. There. Have to say though, man, this bow is shooting gorgeous. You know, the end result is definitely me, and if it fluctuates or variates, it's me, but this bow is an absolute beast. Absolute beast. This is why it's so important to train those shots, guys. 82 yards, we punched the freaking center of this target beautifully. 40 yards kneeling, that last round where we're really focusing on, you know, just calming down, executing the shot. 3 arrows, carbon on carbon, touching each other. Come 30 yards, 10 yards closer, go into a squatted position, and you got arrows that are just scattered around everywhere because you're not as stable as you could be. Right, another shot, and even though you're kind of standing upright, you're still leaning and changing what you normally do when you're executing a shot on the range, is when you have a tree between you and the animal that you're trying to hunt, you draw your bow back using that tree as cover, and then you lean around that tree, even if it's right in front of you or 30 meters in front of you, but you're using that tree to cover you on your draw, and you come around that tree by leaning to execute the shot. So I've got this massive electricity pole over here, and it's probably 15 yards from me, and the target is 38 yards. So almost a 40-yard shot. I'm going to draw my bow here, having the animal's head covered by this pole, so almost like I'm trying to hide myself or use it as cover, and I'm going to lean around this pole and execute the shot. This is actually a very realistic shot. I'm ranging on the bum, having the head behind an obstacle like this pole or a tree, so it can't see me. I range the bum 38.5. Keep the tree or the pole between me and the target, 38.5. I'm in the dead stop position. I'm just going to aim with my 40. Draw from behind, come in, dead again, dead again. That's a very realistic shot. So many times I've had to put a tree between me and the animal so it just can't see me. Well, I maybe have to range it, draw the bow back, all that kind of stuff. But those are 2 very good shots. I'm happy with those. There you guys have it. The Hoyt RX9 Ultra, Hoyt's flagship carbon bow for 2025. Man, I'm so impressed with this. Super light for a longer axle to axle bow. It's got all the weight exactly where I want it, nice and down low. You'll notice that my sidebar mount has changed from yesterday to today, and that's because Hoyt's shipment landed last night and SL sidebar mounts were in there, and I definitely will choose that SL sidebar mount over any other sidebar mount because it just fits beautifully, and it keeps everything nice and sleek, and it's unnecessary weight that is avoided. Those other ones are quite big and bulky. So very happy with that. Overall, guys, really happy with the bow. It shoots exactly where I want, but otherwise, I really just cannot wait to take this into the African bush in the mountains of Eastern Cape with Eland River Safaris and with their team that's just been so accommodating. I think it's going to be a very memorable hunt, and I'm really honored to be taking the RX9 Ultra with me for it pre-launch. We are going to be hunting this weekend pre-launch and hopefully releasing that hunting video within the week of launch. So really appreciate you guys watching. If there's any advice you guys want, testing you guys want us to do, or bows you guys want us to review, leave a comment down below. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, shoot straight, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.